Kamchatka has been called the land of fire and ice, where hot volcanic fumaroles and ice age glaciers coexist, at least for the time being. The Kamchatka Peninsula is in far eastern Russia, a lot closer to Alaska than it is to Moscow. It has some beautiful country, but the real reason to visit Kamchatka is the volcanoes. Kamchatka has one of the highest concentration of volcanoes anywhere on the Eurasian continent, with over 130 volcanoes, at least 29 of which are active. Because of Kamchatka's remoteness, there are few paved roads. The volcanoes that are accessible by road can only be reached by 4- or 6-wheel drive vehicles, which have to travel over some very difficult terrain. On our recent trip to Kamchatka, we got to know several volcanoes up close and personal. Our first excursion was to the lava fields of the northern vents of Tolbachik volcano. These cones were created during Tolbachik's eruption in 1975. The eerie landscape almost makes you feel like you're walking on the moon. To give you an idea of how active this area still is, while we were on the summit of one of the cones, our guide placed some paper near the opening of a small gas vent. It quickly burst into flame. The next day we got our chance to climb Plasky Tolbachik itself. We started the hike in some heavy fog, but it soon gave way to beautiful blue skies. By late afternoon we reached the rim of Tolbachik, which gave us a magnificent view of its massive crater. That view alone was worth the long ascent. In the southern part of Kamchatka Peninsula, we climbed the Gourley Volcano, which most recently awoke in 2010. Dark volcanic smoke emerges from several vents, and the jet engine-like roar from within the crater is almost deafening. I have to say our favorite volcanic experience was at the Mutnavsky volcano, where we walked right into the crater of this beautiful and very active mountain. Steep crater walls with hanging glaciers surrounded us, and plumes of sulfur smoke rose up to engulf us, making it very difficult to breathe. Traveling in Kamchatka is an adventure, whether it's scaling active volcanoes or just taking in the incredible views. A visit to this wild land of fire and ice will give you the opportunity to see Mother Nature at her finest.